5 signs you will be rich before the money shows up. Money does not reward hard work. It rewards people who changed quietly, months or years before the first extra dollar ever arrived. Almost nobody changes. They wait, and they call the waiting effort. Keep one man in mind while you listen. 2 years ago, his checking account held $11, his car had 190,000 miles on it, and he was 3 days late on a payment worth less than a tank of gas. His pay did not move for another 14 months. But long before the money arrived, the people around him started saying the same strange thing, that something about him had changed, and not one of them could name it. By the end of this, you will be able to name all 5. Here is the part that will annoy a certain kind of person. Being broke is not a character flaw. Staying broke almost always is a behavior pattern. If that sentence made your jaw tighten, sit with it, because all 5 markers showed up him while he was still poor, still tired, and still invisible to every bank in the country. The first marker has nothing to do with money at all. It shows up in how he treats an hour. He stops driving across town to save $9 on groceries. He stops waiting on hold for 40 minutes to argue about a $4 fee. A man at work, call him Dave, still does both every week and tells everyone about it like a victory. Dave has saved maybe $200 this year. He has spent something like 60 hours doing it. He would never accept that trade if someone offered it to him out loud. Something shifts. Not in the balance, in the calendar. Rule 1. Being poor is not the absence of money. It is the willingness to spend time in order to protect it. The second marker is uglier because it means admitting what you used to feel. A neighbor pulls in with a new truck. The old reaction is a small, quiet story. Inheritance, luck, debt, fraud. Anything except competence. His cousin Marcus still tells that story. Must be nice, being handed everything, Marcus says, and everyone nods, and the conversation stays comfortable and closes. He does something different. He walks over and asks the man what he does for work. Then he listens for 11 minutes without mentioning himself once. Something shifts. Not in his income, in his information. Rule 2. Envy is a door with a teacher standing behind it, and you have to knock. The third marker looks insane from the outside. He starts moving $40 out of every paycheck on Friday morning, before groceries, before gas, while he is still short at the end of the month. It changes nothing. $40 is not a plan. His friend Ryan has a better idea. When I am making 6 figures, Ryan says, then I will start investing. Right now it is pointless. Ryan is right about the arithmetic and wrong about everything else. The $40 is not an investment. It is a rehearsal. Rule 3. The habit has to exist before the money does, because money does not build habits. It only reveals which ones you already had. If you keep one thing from all of this, keep that one. And if you want the rest of what I know about the levels above this one, subscribing costs you a single second, which by now you understand is the only currency I would ever ask you for. The fourth marker arrives without warning, usually in a parking lot. He is sitting with a coffee he did not want, and something in him goes flat. Not guilt about the price. Something colder, the recognition that he felt nothing and paid anyway. The dollars stop being the point. Attention becomes the point. Down the street, Ellen orders things at 2 in the morning and stacks the boxes in a garage she can no longer park in and calls herself good with money because she uses coupons. Something shifts. Not in what he can afford, in what he can tolerate. Rule 4. The money that ruins you is not the money you spent. It is the money you spent without noticing. The fifth marker is the one that finally moves the number. The question changes. For years the only question was how much. How much down, how much a month, how much is left. Now he asks how it works. How the interest is calculated. Who owns the building. What the man with the truck charges, what it costs him, what stays in his pocket. Nobody notices this happening. It has no visible symptoms. Something shifts. Not in his wallet, in his questions. Rule 5. Prices turn you into a customer. Mechanisms turn you into an owner. 14 months later the raise came. Then the side work. Then the thing that finally paid more than the job did. And strange part, the part nobody puts in these videos, is how little the crossing felt like arriving. Dave still tells his grocery story. Marcus stopped calling. There is a specific loneliness in becoming the person other people now explain away with the word luck. So no, money does not reward hard work. Dave works hard. Ellen works hard. Money arrives late, quietly, and only after those 5 things already happened. They happen while you are still broke, still tired, still invisible, which is exactly why almost nobody believes they are happening. Look at your last week. Not your pay. Your week. How many of the 5 are already there?